Jake gonna do to Tank?
Jake's got the power, he's got the size.
But he got them hands. Tank don't even know what
he's doing. Look, man, Jake's gonna squash him.
Gervonta Davis is a professional boxer. Jake a professional delusional.
Tank is gonna knock him out, period.
Have you seen Jake's right hook? He's got this one.
That boy can't beat his way out of a wet paper bag.
Let me spell this out for you, okay? Size beats speed.
Size don't mean nothing if you can't hit it.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Girl, you acting like size don't matter.
Ew.
Tank gonna beat him like he owes him money.
Scared money don't make no money.
Tank is an artist.
He's a beast, he's a dog, he's a mother problem.
Jake paint by numbers.
A million here, a million there.
Jake's gonna brush him off like he nothing.
So who you got?
Who you got?
Who you got?
The countdown to one of the most dramatic crossover fights in boxing history has officially begun. Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis. Two different styles colliding, and both men are completely locked in. The tension is real this time, unlike all other Jake Paul fights. As the final days approach, Jake is leaving no stone unturned, even training alongside former UFC champion Sean O'Malley, the two seen running side by side, sharpening their cardio and pushing their limits together. Not only that, Jake Paul has been showing off some seriously impressive hand speed ahead of the fight. For a guy his size, the way his hands snap and flow is shocking. It's clear Jake's been putting in real work for this one, and maybe Tank's camp needs to take notice of this and devise a plan accordingly. In recent footage, Jake was seen running intense sprints alongside Ray Ford, showing his urge to improve his cardio. This is something Jake has really needed to focus on, as stamina has been a weak point in his past fights. Now, he's going all in and pushing himself harder than ever to ensure he can maintain his power, pace, and precision throughout every round against Davis.
Can Jake Paul's gas tank survive against Tank Davis body shots?
I'm proud of you, you know that.
Recently, we just seen Jake Paul training with Ray Savage Ford down there in Puerto Rico doing sprints, and I must tell you, the man Jake looked absolutely gassed at the highest level. And we're not going to act like the man Jake Paul hasn't had gas tank issues before. The man gassed in the Chavez fight. The man gassed in the Mike Tyson fight where Mike Tyson allegedly had Parkinson's disease. The man gassed in the Woodley fight. Jake Paul gas tank is an absolute problem. And one of the few only boxers that he faced, Tommy Fury, had that man gas tank looking crazy at the highest level.
I'm proud of you, you know that. I hope you do.
So I tell y'all, will he be able to take Tank Davis body shots? He never been punched by nobody like Tank Davis before.
Jake also recently revealed that he'll be sparring Shakur Stevenson this week to sharpen his skills for the Davis fight. He explained that Shakur's speed, precision, and movement make him the perfect sparring partner to prepare for someone like Tank. Jake said he wants to test himself against fighters with similar styles, so that once he steps in the ring with Tank, nothing comes as a surprise.
How do you prepare for a guy that's different stature-wise?
Yeah, no, we have world champions. Raymond Ford in the 130-pound weight class. We got Montana Lovin. Shakur Stevenson is coming in this week. So
Wow.
just sparring against guys on their level and people who have, been doing this their whole entire lives. But we're really focusing on speed. and not as much on power. I'm not doing as much like weightlifting and all of that stuff. I'm actually trying to like lose some muscle so that I have less weight and so that my punches are coming off faster.
Jake also hilariously claimed that Tank Davis is mentally weak, saying that Tank's main motivation isn't legacy or pride, it's money. According to Jake, once the cash dries up, so will Tank's drive. He believes that his own hunger, discipline, and constant evolution will expose Tank's lack of true motivation when they finally face off.
Let's go.
What are the betting lines?
I'm not sure.
Tank's favored.
Really?
Yep.
That's
Yep.
wild.
Yeah, we're going all in on Jake for sure. So it's an exhibition, but there's pro judges. There's going to be a winner. It's
Yeah,
not
there's
like
gonna be
it's
a
not
winner.
like your brother and Floyd.
No, correct. There's going to be a winner, and the only reason it had to be an exhibition is just because of the weight.
Yeah.
But other than that, there's a winner, and there's I don't know if I could say it, but well, there's like a big knockout bonus.
Okay.
So if someone knocks the other one out, they're gonna get a big bonus.
What about, does TKO count?
Yeah,
Okay, good. I think my prediction was that you make him quit.
I think I'm gonna get in his head. He's pretty mentally weak in the ring. You know, as soon as things don't start going his way,
Yeah.
he starts to crumble, and things aren't gonna go his way. So I think he's gonna crumble.
Yeah. And I don't think he's ever, I mean, I don't know. I think you're going to shock him.
100%. Yeah, whatever he thinks is coming into the ring, no matter what that is.
However, Jake did admit that this is the most scared he's ever been before a fight. Training alongside elite boxers like Shakur Stevenson and Ray Ford has opened his eyes to the level of danger and precision fighters like Gervonta Davis bring, making him realize how real the risks truly are.
Actually, internally, like, I'm the most scared going into a fight that I've actually ever been, because I know how good these people are that I'm sparring, and being able to see how good they are and knowing how good Tank is, it's actually going to be my toughest test to date.
But hey, let's not forget that Tank is also completely locked in for this fight too. He's been seen throwing explosive combinations, improving his timing, and perfecting every punch with precision. His power looks unreal in the new viral clips of his training, and every shot reminds everyone why he's one of the most feared knockout artists in boxing today. Tank has confidently stated that he's fully ready for this fight and prepared for anything Jake plans to bring. He said he's been in wars before and nothing surprises him now. Tank also mentioned that they're both on the same path and that boxing wins on the 14th of November.
How do you prepare for a guy that's different stature-wise?
Yeah, no, we have world champions. Raymond Ford in the 130-pound weight class. We got Montana Lovin. Shakur Stevenson is coming in this week. So
Wow.
just sparring against guys on their level and people who have, you know, been doing this their whole entire lives. But we're really focusing on speed. And not as much on power. I'm not doing as much like weightlifting and all of that stuff. I'm actually trying to like lose some muscle so that I have less weight and so that my punches are coming off faster.
Tank also appears noticeably bigger ahead of this fight, clearly adding more muscle mass to handle Jake Paul's size advantage. He knows that to neutralize Jake's physicality, he needs both strength and skill. Davis is focused on moving around his relative weight in the 160s to completely shut Jake down once the bell rings.
Coming into this, Tank would be a little bit skinnier, a little bit smaller, and that's just not the case. I mean, look at, I know this is on impact, the shoulder definition, but he looks thicker. Pause. He does, though. He looks like he's put weight on. And I saw Showbiz did a video about this a couple of days ago, and he looked at Tank's, figure for the photo shoots, which we'll take a look at now as well. So here is Tank and Jake looking at each other's posters.
Right in the dick. Man, he's
You look at the actual poster. Now, again, they obviously made Tank a lot bigger than he is here in the poster, but you're not seeing him, one, as cut up as you would normally see him, obviously, to fight at his weight class. 135 is still a little bit of a cut
Finally,
for Tank.
6 foot or taller.
You'll have a black eye.
But you see even here, he is a little bit more broad, a little bit more filled out in the back, shoulders, arms. The entire point I'm making here is that Tank is loading up, making himself bigger, not too much, but making himself more around his walk-around weight, maybe 150, maybe 160 pounds for this fight, because he needs that power to knock Jake out. He still has speed, still has ability, still has quickness, agility, all of it.
A wise strategist, Gervonta Davis plans to use his speed, skill, and power to counter Jake Paul, just like Mayweather did against Jake's brother Logan Paul years ago. In that fight, Floyd's sharp jabs and precise counters overwhelmed Logan, even forcing him to clinch repeatedly. Tank seems ready to apply that same strategy a few weeks ago. Terrence Crawford called this matchup crazy. Jake Paul responded to Crawford calling this fight crazy by actually agreeing with him. He said it is a crazy matchup because it's truly 50-50. According to Jake, this fight is all about size versus skill, and that's what makes it so unique. He believes both fighters bring something dangerous to the table when
Terrence Crawford recently told us that if this fight is real,
if that's real, then that's crazy.
Any response to that?
This fight is crazy. It's two of America's biggest names in boxing, and it's a matchup that is 50-50 because of his skill and his experience, but my size is the equalizer, and that's what makes this amazing matchup that we don't know what's going to happen.
Would you ever fight Terrence?
I would for sure fight Terrence 100%. Let's run it.
You still want to fight Canelo?
Yeah, I think the Canelo fight is still a massive one between him and I. Some of the biggest draws in boxing, and I think it'd be an amazing challenge for myself. But right now I'm focused on November 14th and getting through Tank first.
When asked about the fight, Michael Jai White predicted that Tank will come out on top, saying his combination of experience, ring IQ, and raw skill gives him a big edge over Jake Paul. He added that even though Jake always picks exciting and risky matchups, Davis will likely be slightly bigger this time and far more seasoned. White also added that Jake Paul won't be able to catch Davis because he is simply too fast. He explained that despite being almost twice as light as Jake, Davis can easily close the distance, land clean shots, and make Jake miss all night with his superior speed. DJ Envy said he's picking Gervonta Davis to win this fight, adding that you can't really blame Tank for chasing the money. While he'd love to see Davis run it back with Roach Jr., he understands why Tank chose Jake Paul since it's a massive payday and global spotlight that few boxers would turn down. DJ Envy added that Gervonta Davis is set to make around $40 million, maybe even more, from this fight, which is something he'd never earn fighting Roach Jr. He said it makes complete sense for Tank to take the Jake Paul matchup because it's simply too big of a financial opportunity to ignore. Jaron Ennis said this fight is actually good for boxing because Jake Paul is bringing in a completely different audience, people who normally wouldn't even watch boxing. He added that it's a win-win for everyone as the sport gets more eyes, the fighters get paid, and the fans get entertainment. It's the kind of crossover event boxing needs right now. Evan Holyfield called the Jake Paul versus. Tank Davis matchup, not a real fight, saying the size difference is just too big to ignore. He argued that while both guys are talented, the physical gap makes it unfair from the start. According to him, it's more of a marketing stunt than a true boxing contest. In a recent interview, DJ Academic said that if there's going to be a knockout in this fight, it's definitely going to be Jake Paul delivering it. He believes Jake's size, power, and constant improvement give him the edge. Academics predicts Jake will surprise everyone and walk away with the win, shocking the boxing world once again. Academics later changed his opinion, saying Gervonta Davis will likely win. He explained that much of Jake Paul's knockout power comes from his natural weight advantage, but if Jake comes in 30 pounds lighter while Tank enters 20 to 30 pounds heavier, that balance flips completely. In that case, Davis could easily knock Jake out. Lamont Roach Jr. expressed frustration over not getting his rematch with Gervonta Davis, calling it a case of failed business on Tank's part. He said he'll keep calling Davis out every single time for doing bad business and avoiding fighters who actually deserve another shot at him. And that wraps up the latest updates surrounding Tank Davis versus Jake Paul, a fight that's got the whole boxing world buzzing. Who do you think takes it, size or skill? Drop your prediction in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more fight breakdowns and updates.